Hi everyone, David Cochran here, and today we're going to look at Twitter Bootstrap's tabs and pills. If you have their documentation, I just want to make sure you've visited recently these components. And so if you go to their docs and click on components in their main nav, and then go to navigation in the subnav here, down to nav, tabs, and pills, you'll see they've got some really nice navigation. It's kind of packed tightly in here. And you can see how we've got options to have tabs that switch from one to the other, pills that do the same thing. We can stack these, we can give them drop downs if we want, and we can lay them out in alternative ways. So this is great, and these make use of the JavaScript plugin called Tabbable. On their plugins, you'll see actually it's called Tab. They use a class called Tabbable to activate this, and they've got examples of using that. So what I've given you today in the files for download is a set of files that look like this. And if you'll just open up the index file in your browser, you will see this, and I've added a tabs and pills little quadrant in the bottom right. And you can go to that page, or also up in the main nav, you'll see our tabs and pills page there. I've given you some documentation. I've actually used pills over here in a sidebar and given them a few styles. And if you look in my files, you'll see in style.css I've got some custom styles I'm beginning to layer in there. I've linked in the JavaScript that you need. We actually set that up when we did the drop downs for our nav bars. You're going to see in the source for this file. We may as well open it up. Let's go to tabs, pills, HTML. I'm going to open that up to edit it, and we can look at that. If you'll scroll down to the bottom, that's where we've linked in our necessary JavaScript. It's a long page, so it takes a little bit of scrolling. Down at the bottom, you'll see that I've actually, all I need to run these tabs and pills in the way that we're doing it today is just simply having the compiled and minified version of all of Bootstrap's plugins here. Of course, you don't need the minified version, but the whole thing's in there. I don't need to do anything else down below because I've used the default class of Tabbable to set these up. So if we'll look back at the results that we get, you'll see that these are the basic tabs, and they work here. I've provided you the basic markup for setting up tabs and their panes. And I'm just going to zoom in, and what you'll find is we've got a div class Tabbable that contains the whole thing, followed by your nav. Your nav is a list, and notice that what's important here is we have a data toggle attribute. Data toggle with the value of tab sets these up to be used as tab triggers. And then these will look down below for the thing we link to. So we're using anchors, page anchors with IDs that look down for the appropriate ID down below. So to set up this page, I've had to go in, and in each case I've set up distinct IDs for each relationship between my tabs and their panes that they're connected to. Of course, you can name these IDs whatever makes most sense for your application, but they just need to match up. You need the data toggle, and also you need the class of tab pane for the pane that gets turned on. And set the current one, the one that should show up from the outset, as active. And we've got also a class of active on the active tab up above. So that's your basic markup in a nutshell. And as long as you use the class Tabbable, the plugin will automatically pick that up and activate the JavaScript necessary to make those tabs work as they should. So this page, as I said, has a lot going on. I've got lots of examples, and what I've done is used an instance of pills to set up my side navigation. And so you can see an example of side tabs. These are set up so that the thing in the main frame here on the wide column in this page is really a nested set of tabs running inside this larger set of tabs that I've got containing the whole thing. The plugin's excellent because it doesn't have any trouble handling nested tabs and pills as long as we make the IDs match appropriately. We can stack these tabs, and this is their styling for stacking tabs one on top of the other, and pills across the top, and then pills stacked along the left. So you can see this really works nicely, and once we have the basic markup set up, in these cases with these various examples, we've just had to change a few classes. In this case, nav stacked, and then we had just to add a little bit of layout to get our panes to line up the way we want them to. And so I've set up a play file, tabs and pills play, that we can start experimenting with and do a little bit of this work together. So let's come back in the next video and we'll work through a couple of examples there.